cheaper than our producer's underage sister, edgier than the stuff shown on late night television, newer than Kim Kardashian's ex. Live from Orlando, it's Crazy Train Radio.
Hey folks, your host Croc here, back at the con, actually in the hotel lobby of the con. Right now, actually sitting across from me, I have man of many careers, Tyler Main. Tyler, what's going on?
Hey man, I'm just hanging in there. Thanks for having me on your show. Glad we finally got this to work out.
Yes, scheduling issues, me drinking a medication for one, we won't get into that. Which Tyler has so helpfully made fun of me for. Can't blame him. But anyway, first question would be, tell us about, because Main Entertainment, we know you started a couple years ago.
Well, just going back to the other thing, I did razz you about going into the hospital. Way to go, retard. Jesus, Murphy. Like the doctor said, you're not supposed to drink with the medication. I know it didn't say it on the bottle, but come on, man. What the hell? But anyhow, you're at a concert, you're having fun, and you're doing what you got to do. That's all good. Main Entertainment. I started it because I wanted to get into the indie film business. I wanted to be able to do, some good quality, high quality, lower budget pictures, and that's what I did with Main Entertainment. Because when I was, on some of these bigger budgets like Troy, X-Men, and all the other things that I've done, basically is the piling money up in the street, lighting it on fire, and seeing who can get what, and I wanted to do a little different. So what I ended up doing was started Main Entertainment to do higher quality pictures. Our first one's Compound Fracture that is coming out soon. We're in talks with distribution right now. It's got myself, Derek Mears, Jason from New Friday the 13th, Muse Watson, the killer from I Know What You Did Last Summer. Leslie Easterbrook is in it, Daniel Roebuck's in it, Todd Farmer's in it, so it's got a great cast of a lot of my close friends, and we just had a lot of fun making it, and it's a supernatural thriller about a family that has to come together to overcome the odds of a vengeful ghost. So that's basically it, so check it out when it comes out.
Well, speaking of this project, do we actually have a release date for it?
No, like I said, we're talking with distribution right now. Hopefully it'll come out at the beginning of the year. You need another mic here, man.
Yeah, I know. Hey, budget. Well, obviously most people, movie-wise here, probably know you for, and why you're at the convention, was the Halloweens. Rob Zombie, from what we heard, actually wrote the role, or this version of Michael Myers, specific to you. Any truth to that?
Yeah, there's a lot of truth to that. I got a call when I was up in Canada talking to producers about another picture, and the phone rang. It's Rob Zombie, and he said, "Hey, I want you to be Michael Myers, and if you don't do it, I'm not going to do it." So, it's kind of nice to get forced into something like that, to become an iconic serial killer.
Well, it's not a rumor. Rob was actually in town over the weekend here, as you were. Did you get a chance to catch up with Rob at all?
No, I was going to, try and catch up with him, but their show got canceled and they headed on to the next town, so it didn't work out. When you're at these cons as a guest, you're just going. So I was kind of busy, and I'm sure he was taking off to the next town. So.
Okay. Probably the biggest star, or one of the biggest stars you worked with, was Brad Pitt in 2004 with Troy. Were you big into doing the Greek mythology as Axe?
Yeah, I mean it was fantastic being able to play the part of Ajax. It's Ajax, not Axe, but that's okay.
My bad. My Greek mythology sucks.
It's okay. It wasn't true to the Iliads, but it was close enough. Of course, in the Iliads, Ajax outlives Achilles, and of course, once Brad Pitt dies, everybody get up out of the seats and leave. So I'm just glad to be a part. I had a great time doing it, and I can say, I was king.
Nothing wrong with being a king.
Exactly.
But the most interesting thing too is, and we've heard from other actors with us and other shows, what makeup is concerned. Your acting career started with X-Men and Sabretooth, which seemed to be a lot of makeup application. Was that a difficult thing to jump right into, would you?
Yeah, that is the first really, really notable role that I did. But I'd done stuff prior to that. I've been in the entertainment business since '86. X-Men came along in '99, and that was the one where I got to hang up the wrestling boots and not just continue wrestling. It was about a 4.5 hour process in the beginning to get into all that garb, and then the leather was about 100 pounds of leather and fur and everything. So yeah, it was pretty extensive to get made up like that. And after I did that, I realized I didn't really want to do that too many more times. So when Rob called and said, "No, it's just a mask you're going to pull off and put on," I said, "Cool."
Makes things so much easier.
Exactly.
And as you know, with the makeup, with that experience, Robert Englund, who was here at the show as well, always talks about it. The process in it drives you stir crazy.
It does. It sucks.
But you actually just mentioned it, and many people don't know, or some do, who really follow Tyler's career. He was a professional wrestler from '86. Came out of Canada, which he's Canadian, obviously. We heard two different reports, but I'm going to go with the one with your website. Hopefully you can confirm that you studied with the Hearts,
yes.
and you also studied with Red Weinstein as well. Excuse me. Were you with both? Or?
Yeah, I started in Stu Hart's dungeon, and then I went to Red Bastien, whose trainer was Mondo Guerrero from the famous Guerrero family. So, yeah, I've been able to work with a lot of the top wrestlers throughout throughout my career.
Well, the obvious question, since you mentioned Stu himself, you got any good Stu stories that we always hear about?
Yeah, there was me and another guy down in the dungeon, and Stu was wanting to show a double grapevine. It was kind of funny. It's we're down there, and Stu goes, "Kid, come here, kid. Let me show you a double grapevine. Just get on the floor." And luckily, it wasn't me. It was the other guy. And he just stretched the shit out of him. And from that, I had all the respect for Stu. I'm thankful that he didn't stretch me.
Yeah, because the stories are known about Stu, if you're a wrestling fan, that he liked to stretch people in the dungeon for sure.
And he was good at it.
Even as he got older, which was more impressive. Yes. Like you said, "Hey kid, come here, I want to show you something." You knew you were in trouble.
Yes.
But most of your work, as far as the wrestling career, most people remember you in WCW, your two stints. But many people don't realize that you did a lot of work in like New Japan and Puerto Rico for Carlos Colon, and any particular area that you like the most.
Well, I wrestled all over the world. I was in New Japan. I wrestled Germany, Austria, England, South Africa, Yugoslavia, Puerto Rico, Mexico. Mexico, it was where I got to transition into the film work like I really wanted to. I did a Mexican wrestling film that nobody knows about, and I'm not going to tell anybody the name, but I played an intergalactic vampire with 3 midget sidekicks dressed up as aliens. And there was a pink fog that followed me all around, and it was filmed in the 80s, so, that tells you, I don't know. I couldn't even read the script. It was a Spanish script. They said, "I'll just say whatever you want." So, anyhow, that's my first film. Not telling you the name, not telling anybody the name of it, but from that, I realized I wanted to transition into film. From that, I got The Bandit sequel when I was with the WCW. And then it just kept going. And now I have my own production company, Main Entertainment, doing my own Compound Fracture, the first one, Lane is going to be coming out after that. We're going to be starting filming in the new year. But everybody just look for Compound Fracture at about the beginning of the year.
One last question for you about the wrestling. Okay, then he's going to put me through this wall here. It's strong barrier. You worked with him before he really hit it big, Kevin Nash. Do you still talk to Kevin at all, especially now that he's acting?
Yeah, I just actually ran into Kevin a little while ago, and we sat down and had some drinks together. It was cool, yeah. I mean, I talked to Kev quite a bit when we run into each other, yeah.
Tyler, safe trip home. We know you had a rough coming in.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's a smooth going out for you.
Yes.
And keep us posted on the projects for sure.
All right, take care. I'll see you.
Thanks, Tyler.
Yeah, now go try and kill yourself.
We'll do.